Hey guys, what's up? It's Andrew, and today I am announcing victory. As you guys know, a few days ago they updated the Old School RuneScape 2007 um, improperly, and they made it so that untradeables such as the Fire Cape, Rune Defender, and Fighter Torso are keeping over almost any other item in the game, including whips, and this really ruined PKing. But we went on the forums. I made like 2 videos about it. A few other people made videos about it, and I'm announcing victory. Now officially we can go PKing again and not have to risk a whip, and we can still bring our untradeables. As you see here, I am protecting item, I am Scold, and I keep the whip, as I should and as I did before this update. Now they didn't completely get rid of the update, they actually fixed it so it's how it should be, how people voted for. Remember, I didn't vote for this update, but 77% of people did. The update was so that these items will keep over rune items. So say if we bank the whip, normally you'd think you would just, lose your you still lose the untradeables and you keep, say, rune plate legs. But instead, if we play item here, you will actually, okay, well, Barrows gloves, it's another whole other thing. They keep over a lot of stuff. But like, let's say we were using Addy gloves. We will keep the Fire Cape over the rune items. Previously, you would actually lose a lot of this shit over rune items. And like I mentioned, it's actually pretty good because, like, say you're doing Slayer and you're like wearing like full rune and you die. Now, instead of losing, your torso, instead of rune plate legs, you'll actually keep the torso over rune plate legs, which is fine. It's not a major thing, but I think it'll definitely help some people out, especially just low level people, or especially Berserker. I didn't even think about this. Berserker peers who lose rune, who do Slayer and rune legs and torso. Now they're not going to have to worry as much about losing their untradeables, which is nice. Because remember, when you're not Scold, you keep 3 items or even 4 if you pray item. So I think just less people are going to lose their untradeables in the non, wilderness. So how did this happen? Well, let's take a look at the RuneScape forums. So this is the game update post, which I showed in the original video, which you can check out just in my uploads about this. But basically, they finally said, okay, we're addressing this. Just relax. It's going to be resolved. And then they kind of talked about it a little more. Say, okay, yeah, we kind of made a little mistake, and we don't know where we got the Dragon Battle Axe idea from. And then Mod Ash posted. So Reach and I have been looking at the untradeable items that were affected. One odd thing that stuck out, and I haven't seen discuss much, is the Penance skirt. While the torso, hats, and boots and gloves got higher values to make them protect over rune armor, the skirt didn't. And he's referring to the Penance skirt, which gives a little bit of a range bonus. I'm guessing we should adjust the skirt to match what was done to the other items, since it's perhaps been missed, but what do you think? We're currently aiming for an alch value that's higher than the rune plate, but not as high as the whip. That'd be an alch value of just over 39k. This would be applied to the Penance kit, including the skirt, unless people disagree. This would be applied to the Rune Defender unless people disagree. And what about the Fire Cape? So this is before really today when it was fixed. It's today, but it's not. Wasn't fixed at the time. So he's basically saying we can put it back for all the items like it really should be. Other than maybe you guys want the Fire Cape to protect over the whip. And a couple people said things. Most people didn't really want it like that way. So they're basically asking just for opinions on the kind of minor details, like whether the Fire Cape should be the same alch value. But basically the idea is that they wanted to put it now at 39k. Remember that items kept on death are based on alch value, and they wanted to put it at, or people really wanted them to put it at 39k, because that would just be over the rune plate body, which is one of the higher alching rune items, and the poll only said they would be more than rune items. So 39k kind of seemed like the right kind of threshold. And let's take a look. A couple people suggested some weird things, like we go back to the system where they would just turn into coins, but most people really don't like that idea. So then I posted with my white party hat. I'll read you guys what I said. I think all 3 of the items should go just above the rune plate body alch value. That is the fairest implementation of the poll. The poll did say penance items, which would mean that all unique rewards and bounty hunter, including the skirt, would be affected. This would allow PKers to still use untradeables such as the Rune Defender, Fire Cape, and Fighter Torso and not risk a whip as they did in 2007. It would also allow low-level Slayers, and I mentioned Berserker Peers, to not risk these items on death over Rune, for example. For those who think that PKers, this is a pretty big point because for the people who actually agreed with the mistake in the update, for those who think that PKers should have to put up with the original update and risk a whip, it's clear that PKers would rather just not bring these untradeable items and instead bring an Adamant Defender, a Rune Plate Body, and a Team Cape rather than risk a whip. Whip risk fights are already easy to do if both players bring a Fury. I voted no on this particular poll, but the community did vote yes, and I think a 39k alch value for the Rune Defender, Fire Cape, and all Penance items would be the proper interpretation of what the poll was asking for. Thank you, JMods, for listening to our feedback and fixing the mistake. So then Mod Ash went ahead and replied to what I said. Basically said just agreed, and people started asking when it was going to be fixed, and it looked like it was going to take like 4 or 5 days. And they're saying like, yeah, I don't really know how we can put this in the game. And then they said, yeah, we'll probably just make them all the same alch value. I know this is a lot to follow, but essentially, if you go all the way back down here, they've released it. So they actually fixed it today, which was really nice. And it was actually really nice that they just kind of, asked us what's going on here, and then they went ahead and fixed it without really too much of a problem. So I just want to make this quick video to say that it is fixed. You can go PKing just like you really used to, and that the poll is really properly implemented into the game. So go have fun PKing, go risk your Fighter Cape, your Torso, your Rune Defender, because you will be able to go and pick them up, and you won't lose your Whip or your Dharok Helm or any of the other expensive shit on death. So this has been kind of annoying because, some people did lose their whips and say like, what the fuck, why did I keep my Rune Defender? But overall, I think Jagex handled this pretty well, and yeah, props to them. So anyway, guys, that's about it for this video. Just wanted to make this quick video to show you guys what's going on. So if you agree with this video, like it, subscribe to me on YouTube if you haven't already, and also check out my Twitch and Twitter down below. I've been using those more often, so check me out on there. See you guys later, and join Andrew AJT62 Friends Chat.